Yeah, we went to the pump track this morning. I made a new friend. She might be listening. She's very into Hallmark movies and romance novels.
Nice. That's
Yes.
cool.
So that was good. And, got to make friends at the park.
That's
You're a
right.
mom.
Absolutely. Well, I just got
So,
an email from Amazon saying that my order is not going to be here till Friday. Well, they were little miniature leaf-shaped cookie cutters that I was going to use for my Thanksgiving pies, but it's not going to arrive. It's supposed to arrive
oh,
today. We've had a delay. It's not going to come until Friday. So I said, fine, cancel. I don't need your stinking cookie cutters.
those emails are going to be common over the next 5 weeks, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm done. I don't need to order anything from Amazon. Don't need to worry
No,
about it.
I'm done shopping, except that your dad sent to the group chat that Harry Potter tumbler. Did you see that? So
Yes.
I found a good coupon for that, and I went ahead and ordered that. So
Oh,
I'm done
cool.
shopping.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, Felicity all of a sudden wants a Stanley, and I'm like, do you need a $40 cup? I just don't know that you do.
Always look for coupons if you order Stanley, because I got my really cool mocha colored one with the gold writing, and I got like
Hmm.
$10 off of it, $12 off, I think. So,
She wants the Love Shack fancy one, and
ooh.
it's of course like the $65 one.
Yeah,
It's a collab. I don't know. Love Shack Fancy, I guess, is a clothing line. I don't know.
never heard of it.
But they also did a collab with Kendra Scott, and Felicity's been asking for this Kendra Scott necklace because Kendra Scott it's big everywhere, but it's really popular down here.
Mm-hmm.
And she really wants it. It's like a little rosy pink pendant with a gold outline, and then it's a gold chain, and then it has a little sparkly bow on the chain right here. It's so
Mm-hmm.
cute. But it's sold out
I
everywhere. So
noticed, yeah, I noticed
hmm
that on that sorority, the guy, Mom's Guide to Sorority Rush show,
hmm
they do the outfit of the day, and almost every one of them are like, "This is my necklace. It's Kendra Scott."
Yep.
But a lot
I
of those
agree.
were like, these are my shoes. They're Gucci, and this is my bag. It's Louis Vuitton. Where are
Yes.
you getting this money?
And
I'd
I'm
be
just
like, this is
thinking,
my bag. It's Target.
yeah, I'm just thinking, is that how Rush is? Like you have to spend money that you don't have in order to get into a sorority? Is that, I don't know. We watched Sorority Rush and then we never recorded an episode about it, but I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, is that the reality of it? That, especially in the South, that you kind of are out of luck if you don't have money or a credit card?
Yeah.
It
And you
just
have to
seems
pretend
very
that you're
weird.
someone that you're not. Yeah. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
talk about that in the spring after we get through the Christmas episodes, because
yeah, we
it's
should. Because some
something I'd like
schools
to,
have spring rush, right?
yeah. Hmm.
So,
And I'd like to dive deeper into just
mhm,
beyond the show, what it's really like. So,
yes. Okay, I
but
had to
that's not
share
what we're
something with
talking about
you.
today.
No, but I had to share something with you really quick. I'm sure Hallie told you,
Okay.
but she sent me these chocolates as a
She
little
said she sent
gift.
you chocolates. I didn't know.
It's called Stead, and it's an organic chocolate company. They're in Minnesota. And she sent me the holiday gift pack. And I already ate the eggnog one and the French sea salt, I think. But this one is cardamom crumcaca. Is that how you pronounce it? Crumcaca?
I'm not sure.
You know that word?
No,
Krumkake? I think that's how you
never
pronounce
heard
it.
of it.
Oh,
Cardamom, I
Nordic.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Nordic milk chocolate. This one is pecan orange spice and then peppermint candy cane.
Oh,
And they also sent me an extra bonus bar for free and it was caramel crack. And they are so good. Really, really good. So
yum.
if you need
What's the name
delicious
of it again?
chocolate, Stead, Sted. And this came
STED.
packaged in a huge box. The box was like 10 by 6 by 6 probably for this tiny
Oh,
little,
wow.
but this came in another box, then in an insulated container with 3 ice packs. So they really made sure that this did not melt in
In
Texas.
the
So I
Texas heat. That's
appreciated that. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. So it's delicious. There's nowhere around here that carries it, unfortunately. Otherwise I would go buy it. But
Huh. Yeah, I've
highly
never heard of them, but
recommend.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe we should carry this at the coffee shop. It's so yummy.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I
But
saw at World Market there was a chocolate. It must be white chocolate now that I'm thinking about it, but it was some sort of a chocolate and matcha bar. I don't care for
ooh,
matcha, but I'm sure that anybody that does would enjoy it.
I
They have
don't
so many
mind
different kinds.
matcha, but I'm not like gonna order it if I'm out.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
serve it. Our matcha is super popular. I make a ton of matcha every day, but you know, not my
It's
favorite.
too earthy for me.
Yeah, yeah, not my favorite. But Felicity loves it. She is a matcha
Oh,
connoisseur as
wow.
long as it's extra sweet.
Oh,
That's that's the priority for her. So,
sorry, I'm losing. Oh, never mind. I found my notes. I had some notes on a different piece of paper. Well, today we're going to talk about Finding Mr. Christmas. So, welcome to Love on the Pod, a podcast about all the cheesy romantic TV movies we adore. I am Sherry.
and I'm Jessica.
And as I said, we're talking about Finding Mr. Christmas. We are now on season 2, episode 5. And
Yes.
I feel like we both have many thoughts on this episode. So let's just dive right in. I'm not going to do any Hallmark news because we try to keep this one a little bit shorter. It's a mini-sode. But I did want to mention that I found an article by Katie Balby or Bowlby. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure which. She's a digital creator at Country Living magazine, and she got to go visit the set of Finding Mr. Christmas and even
Mm.
got to sit down and chat with Jonathan and members of the season 2 cast. And what's interesting, I didn't realize this, it's filmed in May. So any of the snow that you see,
It's
that's all
fake.
brought in. It's
They're
fake. The
sweating in their
mountains,
flannel.
yeah, it's in it's a ranch surrounded by snow-capped mountains on the outside of Park City, Utah, but it's filmed in this I guess that would be late spring.
Yeah, I
And
figured it was Utah. It looks like Utah.
yeah, so you see the guys all in their flannels and their reindeer sweaters, and it's typical temps are lows at night in the mid 30s and
Mm-hmm.
highs in the day mid 60s. So when they're running around, they really are sweating. There's all this fake snow around, but the mountains in the background are actually snow-capped mountains. That's not fake. So
Right,
it's a beautiful home. I couldn't find exactly where it was because it's owned by somebody. It's a ranch,
right.
but okay. So let's just jump right in. Do you have any initial thoughts about this before we get started, or you want to just get rolling?
Um, well, no, I think my initial thoughts would have something to do with the culmination of the episode. So I think I will just stay tight-lipped for the moment.
Okay, hold your thoughts for later. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So as we so often do, the opening scene is the men sitting around. We have Marcus and Robbie. They're sharing a conversation about Robbie's story about his mom and Marcus's own mom's recent cancer diagnosis. Marcus is struggling with his decision to go ahead and proceed on the show. And Robbie encourages him to just reach out and talk anytime. Um, and it's nice to see this camaraderie going on between the guys. It is a competition, but they are forming friendships. And I think, and I
Mhm.
hope that they last beyond the show. And it seems like many of them
Yes.
will.
Yeah. Yep.
So then Robbie, he asked the men to share one word, and they only showed a couple of them, but one word that they'd each like to bring for today's round of competition. Craig wants to bring some more vulnerability because we've seen him as the funny guy, the guy that kind of overcompensates his insecurities by trying to be extra funny. And so far, it had failed for him. He wants to
Yes.
really embrace his emotional side. And then Davey, this surprised me. He said he struggles with confidence, which to me, it seemed like he was one of the more confident guys there. Definitely a front runner, in my opinion. And he said he would like to be able to take some of Craig's ability to stay confident in these competitions.
Yeah, and I almost think that maybe his definition of confidence is a little bit more leaning towards the like boisterous side of things, because he
Hmm.
does exude a quiet confidence, but he does seem like he's maybe one of the quieter guys. Uh
I agree with
so
that.
and Craig is much more in your face, out loud, willing to just do
Hmm.
whatever it takes, look stupid, doesn't matter. I'll just do it.
Hmm.
So maybe that's what he is talking about. And I think he did it today. So
Hmm. I do too. And it could be that Craig is like, I don't know, he could be that way in his regular life, but it could be sometimes you see that
mhm.
with somebody struggling with confidence. And so they go way over the top to try to compensate for their lack of confidence.
Right,
But they
right,
all ultimately feel like they can learn something from each other and take something from one another
right.
going
Yep,
forward.
absolutely. And this question was funny because I was like, this was a producer fed question, clearly. Like they're not just thinking, hey guys, what's one word that you're gonna bring into today?
I know.
I was
If
just
you were a
wondering.
tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the producer told you to ask this, Robbie.
Hmm. We want to make something interesting. We need to fill a little block of time. So who knows
Yes,
when they actually
yes.
film that? It could have been at the end of the season. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh
there's
man.
there's definitely some editing and some prompting.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's not all organic conversations that are going on, but it is
Do you
what it
think
is.
they're staying in that house? Or are they just filming there and staying somewhere like at a hotel?
You
Because
know,
they
that's a
never
good
show their
question.
rooms or anything like they do on The
They
Bachelor.
don't. And I get the feeling, and they're only really in two rooms, like the kitchen, great room are kind of a combo. And then they go and sometimes they'll do an artsy craftsy kind of challenge, but I don't know if that's even truly in the house. I'm not
Yeah, if
sure.
it's like in the garage or if it's on a set. I mean, they film a lot of stuff in Utah, so there's got to be
Hmm.
studios there.
Yeah, that would be
Hmm.
something to try to find information on because maybe the family
Yeah.
still lives there and they just
Yeah.
vacate while they're filming and then come back and sleep at night.
Yeah.
That would
Maybe.
be a good question to ask. But for today's festive face-off, the men they go outside and they're greeted by Jonathan on a bullhorn and Melissa marching like a majorette with this big,
Hmm.
I don't know, even know what it was. It had streamers hanging off of it. It was like what a majorette would hold, but like 10 times as big. She's just
Yeah.
marching around. And they gather on what Jonathan calls the fa la 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 lawn. And
Yes.
their task is to climb inside a giant inflatable ball ornament and
Oh.
try to bowl down giant styrofoam trees. And my first thought was, how do you breathe in that thing? Because they inflate it. And how does it stay inflated? And you still
Uh-huh.
have to be able to breathe in there. I don't know. I would feel really claustrophobic. You're in like this hamster ball rolling around.
Yeah. I mean, there's like tourist companies that do these kinds of things where you would do it on water and run around on water. And
Hmm.
it doesn't look fun to me. I don't
No.
know. It was fun to watch, but I would
Yeah.
not want to be in there rebreathing my own air, not able to get out. Like, no, nope, not my
And if
thing.
it's mid 60s, it's got to be balmy in there.
Ugh,
Just
humid and
sticky,
gross.
stinky. Didn't Top
No,
Model do an episode where that was the runway, where they had to walk on one of those on the water?
in
And
heels,
they're like, yeah, and they're in
they
their
kept
couture gowns
falling
and they're rolling
like
all over the
baby
place.
deer, just splashing. It was so
Yeah.
stupid now that I think about it. Just
Oh, for
who
sure.
does that?
They
Nobody does that.
Tyra does that. What's
They want
the most
to
terrible
display
thing
the
I can do?
clothing, not this plastic bubble.
Yeah. And how are you going to see the
Oh,
clothing when they're in a heap on the ground, crawling, trying to
crying,
make
trying
their
to
way
figure out how to get up. Oh
Their
my
makeup's all
gosh.
smeared down
I
their face.
totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So anyway, we have 2 heats of 3, and each
Mhm,
tree has a ribbon of a specific color that ties to the man that's trying to knock it over. But the
mhm.
catch is they don't see that ribbon until they get past the trees because it's affixed to the other side. And so, if you knock down the wrong color, that's a point for another contestant. So they're really
Mhm.
trying to be strategic about this. But I think somebody right away knocked down, oh, Davy immediately knocks down one of Marcus's trees and gives him a point. But
Yeah.
the first to knock down, how many? 6 of the trees? They move on to the final. So yeah, they can't see what color the ribbon is until they get to the other side. Once the guys all get the hang of it, they're kind of neck and neck. This is on the first team, which is Davy, Craig, and Marcus.
Uh-huh.
Davy's kind of coming in hot. He takes the last tree for the win. Then we move on to round 2, which is Robbie, Austin, and Austin. There's no Austin.
I'm like, Austin.
Rustin and Angel. Yeah, he's a new guy. They just put him in. Robbie, Rustin, and Angel. And Angel is the first to knock down one of his trees, followed quickly by Robbie and Rustin. But then Robbie accidentally knocks down one of Angel's trees. So he comes up with a strategy to knock down all of the trees on the left side, then come back up the center, and then go down the right, kind of in a zigzag pattern.
Yeah, he
which is working well
explained
for him.
his method. Yeah, that it
Yeah.
the fastest
But
point between, or the fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. Okay, great.
but there's no,
Mr.
unless you want to knock down
Geometry.
everybody's. Yeah. But then Angel starts really hauling booty and he ties it up with Robbie. But poor guy, then he ends up getting turned around and starts going the wrong way. And Melissa and Jonathan are yelling at him, "You're going the wrong way." It reminds me of like the little kid that's trying to win the winning goal in soccer, but he's going to the wrong goalpost. Everybody's
Yeah.
screaming, but the little kid thinks that they're screaming, yeah, go, go, go.
Yes.
I've seen soccer games like that, so it's pretty funny. Then Rustin comes up from behind. He ties it up with Robbie and Angel. And then Robbie knocks down his final tree and crosses the finish line first. So we've got Davy and Robbie up against one another. And I thought they were going to have them do kind of a roll off.
Yeah,
but they didn't
and
do that.
it kind of sounded like they thought that's what was going to happen too. I don't know that the directions were very clearly explained about what was going to happen.
Yeah. But really all they did was see which one was the fastest. And I guess it was pretty close, but Davy took the win. So
yes,
he gets a really, really good star quality challenge advantage. So they're going to do an acting challenge again. And they have to be in teams of 3, paired up with a Hallmark actress, which happens to be Hunter King this time. But Davy gets to sit in the booth with Michelle. What is with the names? Michelle, Austin,
with Marissa,
Jim,
and Joey.
Just a bunch of random people. Jonathan and Melissa. And he gets to watch the other men act out their scene and then kind of absorb the critiques. Yeah. So he can see they didn't like that. They did like that. So yeah, that's an amazing. So I figured, okay, this team's totally going to win.
And I know they want to change things up every week to keep it interesting, but I would not have any problem if every star quality challenge was like this. I love this. They get to act for a long time. They have multiple lines. They're playing off of each other. I just thought this was the best challenge as far as really seeing, like, can they hold their own in a movie?
I do too, because you're not only playing against your co-star, you've got other people in the scene, you've got background actors everywhere. And so you've got to make sure that you're finding your camera, finding your light, not stepping on anybody else's lines, staying on your mark. And really, for the Festive Faceoff too, it's fun to see them do little gingerbread houses and whatnot. But I like the more physical challenges because there might be a physical challenge in a movie, like what's the one that we saw on the ship?
The Jingle Bell Run?
Jingle Bell Run. Yeah, because they're running around, they're doing different tasks, or even the wedding, was it Wedding of a Lifetime with Jonathan Bennett? Yeah, or they're having to stand on a balance beam.
Ice skating,
so I'd like to see more of that.
Snowshoeing, hockey. Like, we've seen it all. We've seen every sport imaginable, playing football, playing soccer.
You know, decorating a wreath or making a gingerbread house is probably not going to happen. You've already got set decorators that do all that stuff.
Yeah, they're doing it for you. They're not they're not letting you do it unless it needs to look terrible. They're doing it for you.
Right. Okay, so star quality challenge, working in teams of 3, 2 teams of 3. They all use the same script, but they can make it unique. They want them to make it unique and make it their own, see how they interact as a group, making sure they don't step on each other's toes, making sure that the scene is cohesive. And as I mentioned, their co-star is Hunter King, and she's so tiny.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh, I
she's not
know.
that tiny. I think she's like 5'5", but Melissa Peterman, and plus she's in heels as
Yes.
well. She's got
Yes.
to be like close to 6 feet tall
Yeah.
because standing next to Jonathan and Melissa, Hunter looked itty bitty, super tiny.
Oh, yeah. So little.
Yeah. Okay. The scene is set at a merry mingle, bringing the neighbors together for a festive holiday gathering. So they've gathered extras to be in the scene. And some of them you can see they were just kind of sitting there staring dumbfounded.
They're like, we do not want to be here, but we're getting $50 and some hot cocoa. So we'll do it.
Yeah. And I had just, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but I had just read, oh, Winona Ryder was saying that an acting coach told her years ago that if you are a background actor and and your mic's off, you should say things like rutabaga, carrots, watermelon. So it looks like you're having a conversation. Peas, rutabaga, carrots, watermelon.
That's so funny. Yeah.
So, but if somebody reads lips, they're going to be like, what is she talking about?
What
She
is she
planting her
saying?
garden?
It's like I don't know if I've brought this up before, but in the first Twilight movie,
Hmm.
in the background at the school when they're playing
The
hacky
hacky
sack and
sack.
there's no hacky sack there. It's like,
I saw that and I
what?
did I did dive in on that. I mean, it's a lower budget movie, but they had dropped it at one point and
They
they
were
were supposed
like,
to
who
just keep
cares?
on
We're
going.
gonna pick it
So
up.
they're like moving and dodging and kicking and it's like there's nothing to kick.
So
What do you
stupid.
just say cut and do it again? Or just don't play hacky sack.
Oh
Do
my
some sort of a
gosh.
hand clapping game instead. Well, that's probably too
Yeah.
noisy.
Or talk or,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
gosh. And
Yeah.
maybe the
So
hacky sack
funny.
did make too much noise and they're like, we'll do it in post. And then they're like, crap, we don't have enough money for post production.
We
So,
can't throw that in there.
oh well.
Oh
Oh
my
man.
gosh. Okay, so it comes to the time for Davy to watch the first scene. The men are tasked
Hmm.
with working together, but also finding a way to stand out and really shine individually. And Hunter gave them some great advice on group scenes. She says, you don't want to upstage your co stars too much, but you also don't want to fade into the background. And Melissa chimed in saying, sometimes, I like to steal a scene. No, really?
No way.
But there's a way to come in and make yourself sparkle without upstaging somebody else. And I think that's really important for the guys to know and I was thinking of Craig at the time because he is such a big personality. And I thought, you know what? I've given him a hard time the whole first
Yes.
4 episodes. But I was really thinking, I hope he doesn't just come in and just mow over everybody because
Hmm.
that seems to be his way. But we'll find out later how that went. But team
Hmm.
one is Robbie, Rustin, and Marcus. And I wonder how they come up with who's going to be on these teams initially. They just draw
Yeah, if
out of
they
a
just
hat.
put it in a hat, or if Jonathan and Melissa like strategically decide who's going to be together, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know.
Or try to mix and match so that they all end up working with one another to get the different
Hmm.
personality types.
Yeah.
But the teams, they get a full hour to meet as a team, which I thought was a good amount of time to work together,
That
figure
was
out
great.
how they
Yeah.
want, yeah, figure out how they want the scene to go before meeting with Hunter, and they only get 10 minutes with her to go over their plan on the scene. The
Yeah, which I was like,
scene,
why couldn't Hunter like be with them the whole time?
yeah,
Like she's there already. Why? I mean, maybe they didn't want her to help them too much. That's probably what it was.
that's probably it. They didn't want her to have a lot of input because they want to see what they can do on their own first and then kind of bring it
Yeah.
together
And
once
she was
they
good about
introduce
not
her.
really making a lot of suggestions, just asking questions about, okay,
Hmm.
what's going to happen here? And then what happens here? And who's the leader? And those kinds of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which that was funny when we talk about the leaders. But the scene is two brothers attending a party and meeting their sister's new boyfriend for the first time.
Hmm.
The men are in charge of doing kind of their own casting. Who's going to be the brother? Who's going to be the boyfriend? Work through their own blocking. Where is
Yeah.
the scene going to set up? And I noticed they had to be a little bit flexible because once they did this before the extras were brought in, and then the extras come in and take up all the tables and whatnot. And then they're like, oh, shoot, I guess we got to
Uh-oh.
rework that.
We gotta move.
So Robbie and Rustin decide to play brothers, and Marcus plays the boyfriend.
Mhm.
And just felt like they were having a really hard time figuring out who was going to take charge, even though I wasn't liking Robbie this episode. He came
Oh.
in, he came in kind of, not that I didn't like him. He just came in like he had the most experience and this is the way it needs to go. But then Rustin had some pretty big thoughts too. And so neither one of them really wanted to give up control. But at the same time, they didn't want the other one to feel like they weren't willing to give up control. So really nobody had control of the scene, I felt. What are your
Well, and
thoughts on that?
that's the thing. I tend to be the one as an adult, I tend to be the one who wants to take control. When I was younger, I would be the one who was like, "Oh, I don't know, we're all working together." But really, if you're in a
Mhm.
group, you need somebody who can lead you.
Yeah.
You need somebody who can say, "Hey, Susie, that's not that's a great idea. Not going to work here. We're going to move on." So
Mhm. Exactly.
um the fact that they didn't sit down and just decide that right from the beginning probably hurt them. I think
Mhm.
Robbie probably had the most experience and it made the
For
most
sure.
sense for him to lead,
Mhm.
but it didn't feel like they established that or had that conversation in any way. So they were just kind of battling back and forth.
Yeah. Mhm.
And yeah, that didn't obviously because they did not do as well as the other team. It just
Yeah.
didn't work out for them.
Well, yeah, you've got to come up with some sort of concrete plan. Otherwise, it's like too many cooks in the kitchen, and then
Hmm.
nothing is working. It's just
Hmm.
too many people trying to give their ideas, and they were supposed to have this plan all put together before Hunter even came on set. But then when she did, their plan kind of went out the window, and Rustin changed the blocking without talking to the guys, and you could tell that Robbie was annoyed at this point. And
Yeah, because yes, they needed to adjust the blocking, but they should have because they were already doing this together, they should have just done it together, right? They should have
mhm.
just
Yeah.
realized, "Oh crap, this is not going to work. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
How do we want to change this?" So,
Yeah. And when I said earlier that I wasn't feeling Robbie, I meant Rustin because
oh, okay.
Robbie was annoyed for sure. He wanted it to be a collaborative effort, but he also wanted someone to kind of direct them. And then Rustin says he wants it to be a team effort, but then he kind of takes over.
Yes.
So, I will say I thought their backstory was kind of fun. Robbie was going to be the tech guy that's always on his phone, and then Rustin is more like the laid back brother.
Yes.
Are they singing in the background?
Yeah.
I can hear the kids.
Yep. They're singing. Mm, yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Little festive jingle.
That's yeah, of course.
Okay, so now it's scene time. They've they've worked it out. They've gotten their blocking pretty much down, and Davy goes and joins Jonathan and Melissa to watch and hear their critiques.
Mhm.
And Robbie, Rustin, and Marcus act out their scene. Marcus, to me, felt like he was fading a little bit in the background. I think he did a
Yes.
good job, but he didn't add anything extra to the scene.
No.
And I feel like he
No.
really should have tried to make himself shine, and he really
Yes.
didn't. And
No.
you can't just rely on that dazzling smile and good looks. You got to command the scene.
Yeah, he did okay, but and because he had less lines than the other 2, he really needed to take control of those and be a little bit more of a personality, establish something, and I
Mhm.
didn't really feel like he did that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jonathan and Melissa said they wished that Robbie and Rustin felt more like brothers, and I agree with that.
Mhm.
They felt like 2 guys hanging out, but they didn't feel like they were brothers. They said they were overacting a little, especially Robbie, and they didn't bring a strong brotherly energy.
Yeah, I don't know that I felt like they were really overacting
I
too
didn't no.
much.
Well, and then I thought, "Pot, kettle?" Jonathan
Yeah.
saying somebody's overacting.
Yes. But also, I'm sure there's stuff that we didn't see. I don't know for sure that they only get 1 take. I have no idea. They might get multiple takes.
And the scene might be
But I
longer than what we see.
Yeah, but I did appreciate that we saw it as the final like cut edited version of it
Hmm.
instead of like a camera on the side filming
Yeah.
it happening. It felt like, oh, this
Hmm.
is actually a scene pulled out of a movie and we're getting to see the whole thing. So I did like that.
I do too. Yeah. On team 2, Davy and Craig are going to play the brothers, and that makes sense because they're
Yes.
both ex-athletes. They seem
Mm-hmm.
more like brothers.
Yes.
Angel is going to play the boyfriend, and he has had some directing experience, so he kind of coaches the guys on hitting their marks to get the best camera angles. I don't know
Yes.
how much directing experience he had. He seemed like he really wanted to direct the scene, but he didn't know so much what to do with everybody.
Yes, but it did seem like he was very familiar with camera angles and making sure you're
Hmm.
finding your camera. So that's good because I imagine that they have given them advice or coaching on that, but we haven't seen that at all.
Hmm.
So we have
Yeah.
no idea what knowledge they have been given about cameras.
Yeah. Which one you are supposed to be looking into? Where's your X? What's your mark? Where are you standing versus where your
Yes.
co-stars stand? So there's a
Yes,
lot that
absolutely.
goes into it.
A
Every single
ton.
scene.
So
Yeah.
much. It's crazy.
So how do you feel like Davy, Craig, and Austin did? Or, Austin?
Who is Austin?
Why do I want to keep saying Austin? It's Angel. First I called Rustin Austin. Now it's Angel. Angel, how do you feel like they did on their scene? I'm just giving them new names.
So when they went to the commercial break and they showed Craig's face of what he was going to do during the selfie, I was like, oh God, this is going to
Yeah, me too.
be horrible. And then
Uh-huh.
I saw the scene and I was like, they killed it. They did so
They
good.
did.
And when Davey accidentally spilled the drink on Angel and he said, guys, it's raining, I was like, that is amazing.
They
And
did
how he
great
just,
ad-libbing.
yes, he just reacted to it in the moment. It was an accident, but he was like, it's raining,
Uh-huh.
guys. And
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought they did a great job. They did, just eons better than the other team. And
Oh,
a lot of that
100%.
has to do with the advantage, I think.
I think so. Yeah. They saw what was working and what wasn't. And they came
Mhm.
out, Davy and Craig came out acting like brothers. Oh, nice outfit. Did mom pick that out for you? And that was not in the script, but it
Yeah.
worked. And it kind of gave that camaraderie of brothers giving each other a hard time.
Yep.
And it worked really well. I felt
Hmm.
like Angel played his part as just kind of this lovable guy who just wants to fit in with the family. And he did a really good
Hmm.
job. But mainly they all three worked together to make a really funny, relatable scene, and
Yeah.
it worked so much better. And when they threw the if you haven't watched it yet, the scene is they eat these cookies brought by the new boyfriend, and it turns out he forgot to put sugar in them. And so they're
Yes.
making these faces when they take a bite of the cookie, which was comedy gold. Craig did a great job.
Yes.
And then at the end they huck the cookies into the distance. And that wasn't in the script either, but they just
Yeah.
had a really natural way of making it uniquely theirs, and it really worked for them.
Yeah. And I liked how at the end of the scene when Angel said, I'm going to need another one of these, he was referring to the drink in his hand. His drink was gone. And with
Mhm.
the other, who was the boyfriend, oh,
Marcus.
Marcus, his drink was full when he said, I'm going to need
Yeah.
another one. And I'm like, no, you're
Uh-huh.
not. You
No.
haven't drank that one yet. So you
No,
don't need
uh-uh.
another one.
No.
Even if you have to dump it out, right, to make it look like you drank the whole thing, that just those little
Yeah.
things make a huge difference.
Your audience notices details. We've talked about it since day one. Weight those coffee cups because we know there's nothing in them.
I
But
just
even
was
if you have to
watching a
make it look
movie.
like it.
Yeah. Oh, it was Bill's Love Story. I was watching it with Phil, my husband, and they had these tiny little, like they were baby mugs, like maybe 8 ounces, maybe even six. They were so little. They were reusable mugs at a market. And I'm like, who's walking around with reusable mugs at a market?
Uh-huh.
Come on. But they were so empty. Like they were clearly, there was nothing. They kept sipping. They were empty.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what? Come on, guys. Get it together. This and the
Yeah.
wigs. Okay. If Hallmark hires
Oh,
me,
yeah.
those are the two things. Those are my
Mhm.
priorities of what I will fix.
Exactly. The wigs are terrible, and there's so many good ones out there. Have you never seen TikTok? So now we've
Ah,
come to the critiques of the scenes. In team one, Hunter felt like Marcus could have brought up the energy a bit more, which we agreed with that.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, again, felt like he was overacting. Robbie was overacting,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily agree with that. He played it in a different way than maybe Jonathan would have played it, but I don't feel like he was over the top in his acting.
But
Melissa
I
wanted to
also
feel more of a,
think that like theater kid energy, you have to be taught how to like tone that down for TV.
yeah.
So I think that could be part of what he was seeing is that because he was saying, I've directed a lot of plays. Great. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
That's a good point because he did play it kind of like a stage show
Mhm.
versus a movie.
Yeah. So if you had
And
put that on a stage, it might have been like, go bigger. You need to be bigger.
mhm.
But
Yeah.
on TV, you can't do that.
No, and if you learn that first, it's probably tough to reel it in or know how much you should reel it in.
You know who's a master at that? Kristen
Who?
Chenoweth.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is incredible on stage. She's so and
Mhm.
she's tiny. She's this little tiny
Yeah.
person, and she is
But
so
she's
big on
larger than
stage.
life.
But then you put her in a movie, and she's great. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's
She's
like
got such
Melissa
great,
Peterman over the top, but like
uh-huh.
not in the stage way. So
And not in an annoying way, like a Jim
mm-mm.
Carrey, Will
No,
Ferrell kind of way.
no,
Just
yeah,
so funny. So
yeah.
naturally funny. I follow her on Instagram and she's just a riot to watch.
She has a new
She's
TV
a
show coming out, and I'm so
Oh,
excited
does she?
for it.
Oh, yeah. It's a
She plays a
cheer
cheer
show.
coach. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
so
I
excited.
want to see that. Yeah.
Cannot wait. Yeah.
Let's see what else they had to say. Robbie and Rustin felt disconnected, and maybe it was because that
hmm
little bit of that power struggle for who was going to be taking a lead. Team
Yeah.
two, they had really great things to say. She thought that Davy could have reacted a little more to Craig's comedy. I don't know. I thought he did a great job. You don't want
Yeah.
two guys that are trying to be over the top funny. You want kind of the one that's super, super out there and the other guy I thought he did a great job reacting to it.
Yeah. You have
So,
to have the straight man, right? To the funny.
mhm. Yeah.
That's how it stays funny.
Hmm. Yeah, they all felt like Angel's a team player, but Jonathan said he tends to lose his momentum by the end of the scene. I didn't feel that way. I kind of disagreed with them along the way.
Yeah. This episode in particular, I definitely disagreed with them quite a bit. Now, obviously, being on the ground is different. I'm sure they see things and they're looking for
Hmm.
things that we aren't looking for, but I'm looking at it as would I want to watch this? If this were a full
Yeah.
movie, would I be interested? Yeah, I would. I
Hmm.
would want to see
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And I
And
actually,
like you,
Craig made me like him.
yes. By the end, I'm like, okay, he's not going home. I really liked
Yeah.
him this
I'm
time.
like, okay, you did it. You pulled up your bootstraps and you
Uh-huh.
figured it out. And now I like you and I don't lose that authenticity.
Yeah. He found his stride and kind
hmm
of that balance of what's too much, what's not enough. And he's
hmm
starting to look more like a Hallmark leading man to me.
Yeah.
So I think that worked. Elimination. I got to say, this is the first time I did not like Melissa's dress. What the
I don't
heck?
even think I noticed it.
Oh my gosh.
I need to find
It
it.
was red taffeta mini bubble dress with these big white puffy fur sleeves and black spike heeled boots. She was like slutty Miss Santa or something.
I
I
was
don't know.
so obsessed with Hunter King's dress that I probably was not even paying attention
I love
at
that
all.
dress. And didn't we see that in a movie? Oh, with
Yes, we did.
we talked about it before.
Was it? Have I seen Candace
Shoot.
Cameron Bure in it?
The one I'm thinking of has dark hair, and I always get her messed up with Autumn Reeser, but it's not Autumn Reeser.
Oh,
Shoot. I can't even think of what the movie is now, but I remember looking up the dress and you could find it on Poshmark.
mm-hmm.
Beautiful black velvet dress with
It's
these
so pretty.
silver encrusted bows all the way down the front of
Oh,
it. So pretty.
amazing. Okay, I see Hunter King. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure I love this dress, Melissa. It's
It just looked like
fine.
a bag on her, and she can rock a mini dress. She's got great legs, but this dress I just didn't feel like.
I feel like it should have been a more fitted dress. If she was going to do like
Hmm.
the sexy Mrs. Claus thing, like do it. Go all the way,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe with a
But
little,
this,
like,
it
maybe a
gave
little
her
fit
like
and
a
flair.
Hershey's Kiss shape. You know? Yeah, fit and
Nobody
flare would be
wants that.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I know. No, for sure. Here we are. We're running late on time again. We always do
Well,
this. But
always.
shining star for today was Craig. And I feel like well deserved.
Yep.
He and Davey both did a good job, but Craig was just that little bit more. He
Mm-hmm.
did a great job.
Yep.
He
Yep. So if you
he actually,
perform, we will like you guys.
yeah,
We
be
hold no
authentic.
grudges. If you do a good job, we
Uh-huh.
will like
Don't
you.
try to dominate, let your other guys have their moment, but still make sure that you shine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he looked like he was going to cry, and Jonathan looked like he was going to.
Yes.
Jonathan always cries because
Yes.
he thought he was going home because he had been in the
Mm-hmm.
bottom before.
Yeah.
So the winning team is all safe. Rustin, Robbie, and Marcus are on the chopping block, and I could sense Robbie's annoyance again because he's just like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I don't deserve to be in the bottom, but it was a team effort, and so if your team's down, you're down, and they decided to take it down to the bottom two, which is Rustin and Robbie. And they said that one outacted the other by just a smidge, and I feel like they got the wrong guy.
I do too. 1,000%. We're
Yeah.
getting down to a place where I like everybody. So I'm going to be
Hmm.
sad whoever goes home, but I expected them to say Rustin. I did not expect Robbie to go home.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to win either, but
Hmm.
I did not think it was his time. So I have disagreed with
No.
them every single week. I think we both have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like
Except for last
Rustin
week, I
didn't.
guess. Last week was Gabe's week, but every
Oh, it
other
was
week
time
we've
for Gabe.
disagreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Rustin, I don't feel like he really brought anything special to the scene. He was just kind of there.
I thought he brought his own self, and that was it.
Hmm.
And
He
that will
wasn't a
work
character.
for a couple movies, maybe. But
Hmm.
then it's like, okay, come on, unless you're Keanu Reeves, we're not going to tolerate
That's right.
that. Or
No,
like Christopher
there's
Walken or something.
yeah,
It's not going to be okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So,
I mean, he seems like a nice guy. He's very
oh,
handsome,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
in this challenge, I don't think he was the one who should have stayed for
Nope.
sure.
And I think Robbie was surprised. I think he was very
Yeah.
surprised that he went
Yeah.
home. I think he was
Hmm.
surprised that he was even in the bottom two.
Yeah.
Because I was like, out of those two, Rustin, but honestly, I don't think Marcus did a great job. So while I really like him, if we're just looking at this challenge, I think he
Hmm.
probably should have gone home.
I felt the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he, again, like I said, he didn't really bring anything extra
Mm-mm.
to
Yeah.
his part. And the little things, like you noticed, his drink was still full, and he said, "I'm going to need another one of these." Well, finish the one you have first, unless you want one for
Yeah.
each hand.
We're double
So
fisting. It's that bad.
yeah, so the elimination was really sad because Robbie
Mhm.
said, "I just wanted to make you proud," and Jonathan came down off of his riser and gave him a big hug and said that you've made me proud, you've made our community proud, and
Mhm.
all the men, they pan over to all the men and they're all crying, and you can really see
Yeah.
that they've become good friends, and they
Yeah.
really are
Hunter
sad to
was
see Robbie go.
crying. Melissa was crying.
Yeah,
Everybody was crying. Yeah.
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 And it seems like Robbie has not had that kind of camaraderie with straight men before in the past
Mm-mm.
because he mentioned being bullied, and he has a partner, but other straight men, he it doesn't sound like he's had real strong friendships. So I hope that they continue to all stay in touch because
Well,
it's.
and I fully think that he could lead a movie like Jonathan Bennett does
Mhm,
as a gay man, finding love or in love or whatever it is. Like,
mhm,
I fully think that he could lead a movie that way. And we haven't seen anybody from last season besides the winner pop into movies, but I would hope that they would consider that as an option.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, even start him off in. in fairness, because they want to highlight the winner, start them off as, someone's assistant or their best friend or whatever. But then
Yeah,
I agree. I think he totally has potential to take a lead role, and I
yeah.
think
He
he'd
could
do a
be
really
the
good job.
assistant at the bakery. Why not? A
Hmm.
barista.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. The theater teacher, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan Bennett started as what even was he an elevator girl? Was he her boss or was he a coworker?
Co-worker of some sort. Yeah.
And he wasn't very good. And look at him now. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay. Well, I had a couple of questions for you. I know that we're
yeah.
trying to keep this short, so I'll just do. I had, I think,
That's
four of
okay.
them, but I think I'll just do a couple. So here's
Okay.
here's a discussion question for you. Davey confessed to lacking confidence, wishing he had more like rust and swagger. We all have moments of feeling that we need to fake it till we make it. Can you name a specific time where you had to walk into a situation, whether it's a interview, a presentation, a difficult conversation, and deliberately put on a facade of confidence to get through it? You probably have to do that every single day in your
Yeah.
job.
I have two that come to mind. And I'll be brief with them. But the first one is the very first time I ever fired somebody. I was working for someone at a franchise organization, and they wanted me to fire this person, and they wouldn't tell me why. And so I had to go into this meeting with this
That's
person
brutal.
and fire them on behalf of my boss without having any idea why I was firing them. And so that was really hard. That was really hard because she
Uh-huh.
cried and she was asking me why. And I'm like, call my boss. I don't know. It was so I had to just be as confident as I could be in it. But it was like, why don't you fire her if you want her fired? I don't understand.
That is weird.
It was very weird. Um,
Because of course
that
they're going to
was,
ask, "Why am I being
yeah,
fired?" I don't know. For
yeah,
funsies.
that was weird. And then the other one is definitely when I started my coffee shop. Like I had never been a barista. I'd never worked as a barista. I worked for Panera for 2 months, but that's literally push button coffee.
Mhm.
And I had no idea what I was doing. So I had to lean very heavily on my sister, who has been a barista for over a decade. And that was hard for me because I'm used to being very confident in what I'm doing in front of people.
Mhm.
And in that situation, I had to just be like, I'm confident in running a business. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to coffee. I'm going to figure it out. And
Mhm.
a year later, I feel much better, but I'm definitely not an expert. So I'm always learning. And yeah, fake it till you become it is what
Mhm.
the owner of LuLaRoe used to always tell us when I sold LuLaRoe, because I've had a million careers. And I always liked that piece of advice. So what
Yeah,
about you?
and you're good at exuding confidence whether you feel that way or not. Well, for me, it's been several times in my career as a cheer coach dealing with
Mm,
parents. The kids are great. The kids are awesome. The
it's the
parents,
parents.
it's the parents, and it was usually something so trivial. One year I ordered smaller palms for the younger girls, and the older girls got bigger palms because if you have ever had a child in cheer, when they put their hands together and they're holding their palms, the giant palms cover their whole face. So I thought, oh,
Mhm.
we'll just get the little show palms for the younger girls. And there was a mom who absolutely lost her mind over this. And she was in my face and shaking her finger. And it was one of the
To
moments
punch
where
her.
I didn't, no, it's not, I didn't want to cry. I wanted to laugh. Like, are you kidding me right now? She said, if I had known that we were going to get small palms for the younger girls, I never would have signed her up this year. I'm like,
Great. Here's a
seriously?
full refund.
Exactly.
GTFO. I don't
Another,
want to ever see you again.
yeah. Another one was complaining because her daughter's skirt wasn't as short as some of the other girls. It's like, well, what size did you order?
You ordered the
We
skirt.
all took measurements. You ordered the skirt. So some of them you just want to shake your head and be like, are you an idiot or what? But you have to be
Yep.
professional, and you don't want to validate them, but you say things like, I hear what you're saying. I understand your feelings. And then you
Do
go
you know
home
I'm a
and
volunteer and I get paid $0 to do this? Do you
exactly.
understand that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then you go home and you tell
uh,
your friends over a glass of wine how ridiculous all the parents are,
and when
but you
they
love the
see them
kids.
in Target, they give them a snotty look and
Yeah.
keep going. Oh
Okay,
gosh.
let's do one more real quick one.
Okay.
And this one kind of goes off of what you already said. So, the men are competing to be a Hallmark leading man, which requires a specific brand of earnest romantic charm.
Mhm.
If your real life romantic history was being turned into a Hallmark movie, what would be the most ridiculous yet totally true meet cute or romantic rom com awkward moment that would make the final cut?
I don't know if I wanna tell you. I don't think I've ever told you this. I think
Well, if
you'll
it's not something you want to share, you don't have to.
No, it's not anything inappropriate. It's just you're gonna be like, "Why are you so stupid?" That's what you're gonna say. Okay. I was, like, 20, and I, had broken up with my long-term boyfriend, and I was devastated. I thought I was gonna marry this person, and, so I decided Craigslist is a good place to meet people, right?
Oh, no.
And I went on a date with somebody from Craigslist. I don't know if it would be a cute story. I guess if it turned out good later, sure. That might
Yeah.
be might be a lifetime story, the Craigslist killer. But this person, he was not like creepy or weird. And we met in a public place and everything was fine. But not my type at all. But yeah, that was the one and only time I met somebody from Craigslist. And
Oh my gosh. And now there's Tinder and whatever,
oh
all
yeah,
the
which
other
is basically
diet.
the same thing. It's not like they're
Yeah.
background checking any of these people before
Hmm.
you go and meet them. But I remember that his listing was like I don't even know what it said, but it was very flowery, very like over the top romantic of like, oh, these are all the no. It was terrible. Horrible
And he
date
wasn't like that at all.
at Pacific Place in Seattle.
Oh my
I told
gosh.
Danny where I was. I don't think I told you where I was at all. I'm
No.
positive that I did not tell you
Yeah.
where I
This
was.
is
So
first time I'm hearing this story.
yeah. Yeah. So that was a
Wow.
stupid thing that I did in my life. Don't be like me, kids.
Yeah.
Anyways, your turn.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, my friend Andrea and I, we took a trip when we were 19. We drove down to California,
Mhm,
and this
mhm.
is another cautionary tale of what not to do. And we were going to hit up Knott's Berry Farm and Disneyland and Magic Mountain and all the things. And we stayed in this little decent hotel, not a Disneyland resort or anything, but you could kind of see it was just like a one story. You could kind of see into the rooms of other people, and there were two cute guys. And so we just kind of, waved to them, and then they waved to us, and we met out in the courtyard and they started talking to us. So we invite them into our room.
Oh my
And when back then, when you're 19 in California, you could buy alcohol back then. It's different
yeah.
now, but come on in, have some alcohol with us, sit on the bed, watch some shows. And then the next day they're like, "Oh, we have a car. Let's go somewhere and explore." And we hop into their car with these guys that we've never met before from Canada. Now, thank goodness they turned out to be very nice guys, and I ended up being pen pals with one of them for several years afterwards, but not several
But
years,
that's how
maybe a year.
a lot of the Ted Bundy stories started, that, "Oh,
That's
they
how
were
you
nice he
become
was a
a
nice
true
guy."
crime podcast girly. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Don't do that.
Oh gosh, no, don't do
Yeah.
it. But you know
Yeah.
what? What you just
So,
said just made me think, why has Hallmark not done a movie at Disneyland? What are we doing?
oh,
Why are we not doing
yeah.
to a tourist and a, I don't know, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride operator fall in love or something, or two people
Yeah.
get
One of the,
stuck on a ride together, or that would be fun.
yeah. Or the guy that plays Aladdin, something. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
That
don't
would
have
be a
enough
great
money,
one.
Six Flags, do that instead.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't want to do a
Silverwood,
deal with
Idaho.
Hallmark. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I think that
that
sounds
would be
great.
cool. I wonder if there is a theme park. Love at the theme park. I don't know.
Oh,
Could
I
be a
don't
good
know.
idea.
What was the one I saw today? It was a Saturday Night Live video, and it was Hallmark, but it was a slasher movie, and it was called Taking a Stab at Love.
Yes. Well, that's what Do You Fear What I Fear is kind of like,
And I think
I
that's gonna be
think.
the one we're gonna watch next,
Okay.
because I just really
Okay.
feel like we have to do that. So
Yeah, for
so that
sure.
wraps up, Finding Mr. Christmas. The moral to this story is don't date people you don't know. Always tell people where you're gonna be, and,
Yeah. Turn your
don't jump in the
location
car with somebody you've
on,
never met.
share it with everybody you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because back in my
Yeah.
day, we didn't have any of that.
No.
"Bye, we're going to California. We'll see you in a week. Hopefully, we come back." You know?
You're welcome.
Okay, next week we have a festive face-off of a obstacle course with noisy booby traps, and our guest star is going to be Ashley Williams. So I'm really looking forward to that
Yay!
one.
Love her.
I do too. Any other thoughts on this episode before we wrap it up? It's
No,
now been
I
an
think we're
hour
good.
for our
I
mini-so.
know.
Okay. We try,
We just
guys. We
can't
really
stop
try.
talking, guys. We're
We,
sorry.
we have a lot to say and a lot of scary stories to share with you. So be sure to follow us on Instagram at Love on the Pod and share your episode thoughts or ideas by emailing us at loveonthepod@gmail.com. Plus, you can text us with future movie recommendations using the link in our show notes. If you love this episode
Mhm.
and want to hear more, please subscribe to the podcast as we drop new episodes weekly. Now, this will air far after that, but we are celebrating Thanksgiving this week. So
Mhm.
if you hear this, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving,
Yeah, I hope
and
so
we
too.
will see you
And
soon.
if you still have leftovers in your fridge, throw them away.
Probably time
Have a
to
nice
throw them
day.
away.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.